Good morning. A few ideas that I'd like to share on knowing who you are today. It's a Sunday morning. So I was journaling as usual. I don't know if you can read it, probably you shouldn't. But these are different ideas that I come across, I take a note of, and also people I'm inspired by. So I've been taking some notes in terms of novelty, or how can we prolong the sense of time in our lives? How can we think that we had quite a long life rather than thinking that it's been a short life? So, because there might be someone who had lived in this world for 70, 80 or 90, and there might be someone who had lived for 50. But you might find the person who had lived for 50 had a fuller life, and they might say that, oh my God, I had a long life compared to someone who had lived for 80, 90 years. Why is that? One of it, I feel like I always say, and I've written a Substack article, that it's important to be present, whatever we are doing, and it's getting harder and harder, I would say, in recent days to be present for any particular thing at any given time, because we have so many distractions all around us, be it our phone, messages, people, and say social media, definitely, and this is where I'm posting it. But one thing we can do, if we practice, say if we are having a conversation with us, we sit with this person and we remember the space where we are sitting at, the table, the food we had, the smell of it, and the texture of voice of that person who we are having this conversation with. It's very important. That's how we can find ways of being present, I think, and that's how we'll make memories. And if you think how many things and amazing conscious and subconscious ideas and I would say stimulus, the impulses and the signals we can capture as consciously or subconsciously in our brain if we are present, and it's coming our way constantly. But if we are, say for example, I'm sitting with a person and having lunch or dinner, rather than listening to them what they're saying, every now and then I'm just paying attention to the phone, and you're not looking at it, but it's been put on silent, and every now and then it vibrates, and your ears keep on capturing that, and you get distracted and getting worried and anxious, thinking what messages I need to check that. And if you pick up your phone, you look at that, by the time probably you might find that what that person has said, you missed that point. You might nod, and also you might say, okay, yeah, or you can pretend that you have heard what that person has said. But I feel so long you don't, or we don't learn, I'm not saying you because I'm not preaching here, because I'm equally guilty of that. So long we don't practice being present, I think the life will feel shorter and shorter, because we won't remember what really happened in a particular point of time. Say for example, if a lunch or dinner lasts for an hour, you'll just think, I started say the lunch around 12 or 1 o'clock, it finished at 2:30, so 1 hour, 1.5 hours. You'll just remember that time period, that 1 and 1.5 hours, so 1 and 2:30. But in between 1.5 hours, the amount of things that you can pack inside, if we are not present, we won't remember that. So that's one thing. Another thing is the idea of having a beginner's mind. So every now and then when you can learn, that's an interesting idea which I was thinking. So I was thinking that one way to prolong our life and lives is to have a beginner's mind. Always experience and learn new things that will keep you wondering and stimulating your mind. So that's why students in a vacation which they had probably 20 years ago, a summer vacation, because they were trying so many different things and experiences, new experiences, smell, sound, sights, everything they remember probably many years into even their old lives. So that's very important. So we will have to learn how to slow down time by one thing. First, I said try to be present, and also pay attention to the moments that you are spending being with someone or being by or with yourself, and look at your surroundings and try to take in as much as possible. So pack it with new experiences if you are worried about how much time you got left. So that's very important, I feel. So sometimes many people worry that, okay, I'm probably now 50, 60 or 70, how much time I've got left. But one of the important things is to try to pack these new experiences as much as possible within the time period. So every now and then, when you have new experiences that's coming your way, that's one way of prolonging your time. The idea of becoming a beginner again is one surefire way of prolonging your sense of time. So important exercise to find one thing that you can become a beginner at. Find it this week or this month. But think of something that you have been planning to do for quite some time, you haven't picked up, and now you feel that it's probably a good time to start doing it. And probably you can start doing it. You might find it hard, but with that beginner's mindset, you will see that time's flowing. But there has to be a balance. So we say when you reach flow state, a state where the time is flowing very effortlessly, and you forget about your surrounding. It's not to take something too simple because you'll get bored because you know how to do it, but not to take something or not try to do something that's too difficult because you will lose interest. If you cannot even access the information and understand how to start or have a stab at something, and you find it too difficult, then you will lose interest. That won't work. So the middle ground. So if it's like a bell curve, you have to find something in the middle. That's where it's not too simple, it's not too difficult, it's in the middle. So if you think of something and start working on that new thing, I think that will help your sense of time being prolonged. Have a good day. Thank you.